My name is Andy. I'm the Vice Principal Academic. My job here is to give you some of the details of how our school works and how it's structured. So looking at our school, we think of our school in two areas, the lower school and the upper school. Starting first in the upper school. This is for students that are typically 17 through to 19 years old. Okay, and the A level is the traditional program that we expect to see students studying here. This is designed as a 2-year program, although it can be delivered in a 5-month program that we call the 18-month program that starts in January. We also offer for students that may require it a resit year of year 13 and direct entry into year 13. Although moving school from one college to another, it may be the right academic decision, but it can be very challenging and disruptive. So direct entry is reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Now, we're also incredibly proud to offer an alternative to A-levels in our International Foundation program. And these are vocational focused. They are an approved equivalent to 3 A-levels, and we offer these in engineering, biomedicine and business management. And we're incredibly proud that our biomedicine program allows students to progress direct to undergraduate MBBS medicine in a number of highly competitive medical schools here in the UK and overseas as well. This is very rare and it's one of our specialisms that I'll touch on a little bit later. Now in our lower school, we have students as young as 13 joining our community, and they come into year 9. Year 9 is a preparatory year for GCSE with a very broad and balanced subject exposure that's allowing students from all over the world. We have students from nearly 50 different countries coming into our British education system. Now, that can be quite challenging, so it's important to ensure a smooth transition from your education system to the British. And the year 9 is one of the ways that we can do that and get you used to the way that not only we teach, but the subjects that we teach. The other aspects of the lower school are the very traditional, the GCSE year. This is designed for a 2-year course. However, we do offer the same 5-term or 18-month program and also a 1-year. Now, the 1-year GCSE is incredibly challenging, as you might imagine, doing 2 years in just 1 year, but it is very popular for students moving from different education systems, perhaps not quite finishing grade 12 in China, in Iran, in Russia, and moving across to the UK to get in at a logical jumping point. Now, across both the upper school and lower school, we also offer a pre-sessional program. And this pre-sessional program is for students that don't quite meet our academic language requirements, but they may require maybe 1 to 3 terms of language preparation before they can jump into their mainstream GCSE or A-level provision. Okay, now as we move on, we'll see that working in Abbey College Cambridge is a bit different. As I've already mentioned, our students come from nearly 50 different countries all over the world and 50 different educational systems. So what we need to do is to shape our students into the way that the British education system works and the way that Abbey College Cambridge works as well. We have an incredibly inclusive classroom culture. This is important to us because of that wide variety of backgrounds that our students come from, but also because we don't stream by academic ability in our classrooms. We are focused on outstanding achievement for everybody, for all students, as Ellen mentioned, as part of our vision and mission here at the college. And that is an incredibly ambitious thing. So we do push our students and our teachers to be the very best that they can be. And we do this in an incredibly innovative way. Microsoft, one of the world's leading companies, as I'm sure you'll be aware, is also one of the world's leading voices in terms of supporting education. And Microsoft recognizes Abbey College Cambridge as an incubator school, which means that our 100% digitally delivered curriculum is innovative, not only in the way that it's delivered through our systems, but the way that our teachers support that as well. We also have a very global mindset. That wide variety of backgrounds that our students come from is incredibly important to us because it is the most powerful network that you will ever have. And we try and encourage our students to think that way. Our students will be sat in a physics lab or a chemistry lab working on engineering for their future, sat next to somebody from China, sat next to somebody from Russia, sat next to somebody from Malaysia, sat next to somebody from South America. And what are friendships, powerful friendships in boarding and in school, will become incredibly powerful business networks as you go forward into the future. And that's something that we really like our students to think about. Now, I've mentioned that we're not academically selective, but we do have great results. And we do that because we add incredible value to our students. And the incredible value that we add to our students has meant that the Abbey College Cambridge has been ranked as the 4th best in the UK for what we refer to as added value. And this is where students achieve the highest grade improvement. What this results in is some phenomenal grades for our students. And if we look at our exam success just this academic year, you'll see that our students across both GCSE and A-level have a whopping 50% of all results at A to A star. And even further than that, if you joined us for GCSE, it's 50% A star grades. That is incredibly powerful performance that you and your students may achieve. Thinking about the value added though, our students that stay with us for both GCSE and A-level, and they have the opportunity to be impacted by that added value for multiple years, as long run as 4 years across a 2-year GCSE and a 2-year A-level, they come out with some incredible results. And looking back over the last 10 years, taking out the COVID years because teachers made those up, you can see in that bottom box there the A-level results from students that achieved 5 minimum grade 7 or above at GCSE. And you'll note that that's the same as some of our competitive and selective competitors, such as Oxford International or Cardiff Sixth Form. You will see that Abbey College Cambridge A-level results for the students that have been with us for a long time are amazing. Nearly 50% A star, nearly 100% A star to B, and as you see in the middle there, nearly 75% A star to A. So the longer you are with us, the longer your students study with us, the more chance we have to weave our magic and to add that value to students over time. Now, our students do leave us, but usually they only leave us to move on to university. And every single year, our students move on to some of the best universities in the world, including what is now a 16-year streak of Oxbridge success. Every single year, students from our college move on to either Oxford or Cambridge. And I am incredibly proud to say that over the last 4 years, since its inception, every year I have been able to say that the number of medicine offers that we receive at the college has been a record year. And surprise, surprise, 2024 results were a record year again, with 25 students from Abbey College Cambridge, 25 medicine offers from Abbey College Cambridge. It's an amazing thing. I don't know how familiar everyone on the call is with medicine and Oxbridge, but both are incredibly competitive. Medicine, arguably even more competitive than that. Now, of course, if you're not interested in Cambridge, Oxford, or medicine, dentistry, or veterinary medicine, that's okay too. We have incredible support there for G5 universities. That includes Imperial College London, the London School of Economics, and University College London, as well as Cambridge and Oxford, and the Russell Group or Times Top 20. We have students moving on to some of the most competitive universities in the country. And we do this not only in the classroom, but also beyond the classroom. And the beyond the classroom includes our evening Abbey Inspire sessions. These run 5 days a week, every week of the year, and they are workshops, lectures, seminars, visits, and trips that look to broaden your academic horizons and give you the spark that might be the one thing you pursue later in your career. The pre-degree diploma is a program that all students in our sixth form take in year 12, the first year of their A-level study, to deepen their understanding in a specialist area of that choice, whether that happened to be in engineering, in mathematics, or economics, or a wide variety of others. Now, that is all fine, but we do need to provide academic university preparation support. So we assign all of our students a one-to-one personal UCAS advisor who is a subject specialist and is highly experienced in the UK's university application system. Combined with our pre-degree diploma, this helps our students to create a competitive and compelling application to university that contributes directly to those incredible statistics that you've seen for our university success. Of course, there are certain areas that require even greater degrees of preparation, and our Oxbridge preparation is one of those areas. Delivered over 32 weeks, over a couple of academic years, starting in year 12 and working through year 13, there is an incredible amount of work that goes into Oxbridge preparation. And I hope that some of you on the call or your students will join our long list of history and success at Abbey College, Cambridge and Oxford. I mentioned also our support for medicine, and that being even more competitive than Oxbridge, and it is. But we have incredible success rates, as you can see there, for getting students to medicine and to medical schools. And that's very difficult work. It's very intense work, overseen by our head of medicine, whose specialist role it is to ensure that we give the very best support for all of our dentists, vets, and doctors in the future. I'm going to pass over now, having given you that broad overview of what's going on academically in the school, to Dr. Carolyn Dunn, who's our Vice Principal Pastoral. Carolyn, over to you.
Thanks, Andy. Good morning, everyone. As Andy said, I'm the Vice Principal Pastoral, and the main aims of our team are to really underpin all the academic work that goes on within the school by providing opportunities for the students to develop not only academically, but personally and socially as well. Skills that are going to help them move on to the next stage and set them up for the rest of their lives. And we also make sure that we provide outstanding pastoral care in terms of the accommodation that the students live in and the support and guidance that they get. So, how do we do that? So, we very much believe that the school is a community. And when everybody arrives at Abbey College, Cambridge, they are part of our Abbey College community. So, as a parent, you can feel reassured that right from the start, and even before the start of that journey, we are working with you to welcome your son and your daughter into our community. So, how do we do that? How do we achieve that? So, we have what's called a house system. Every student belongs to a house. That's one community. And within the house, there are smaller groups called the tutor group. So this is where your son and daughter will have their own personal tutor who will meet them every morning and become the key figure in their life in school. It's someone who the students will go to for advice, who you as parents will meet on our tutor and parent meeting days. And it's somebody that you can contact on a regular basis should you need help or guidance or information on your son or daughter. Overseeing the whole house is the housemaster, and they liaise with the academic team and the boarding team to make sure that we have wraparound care for your son and your daughter. And leading the team, obviously, is myself. So, belonging to a community, that's what we believe very, very much so. Supporting the pastoral team, we have a matron and house matron. So within the house, the medical needs and the welfare of your son and daughter are very much cared for by the house matrons. We have a range of support staff who help with items such as accommodation and visas, and just generally sort of any questions regarding sort of cards and washing and funding and things like that. We have our students working for us too, as wellbeing ambassadors, welcoming the students into the community at the start of the year and being key points in the school where the students, all new students, can go and talk to them if they need to. We also have a range of counsellors, our student support worker, our Chinese counsellor, we have an academic mentor, all helping the students with their study skills, with their time management, underpinning the academic side of the school life. Sometimes maybe there's a struggle with organising their work, then we can support through one of the support team. And we also have a safeguarding team, which I lead, which looks after, again, the welfare of the school, making sure that everybody is safe, is comfortable, is happy, and have their needs met. So, belonging to a community, that's what you join when you join Abbey College, Cambridge. And we recognise that in order to be successful, not just academically, students need to develop a range of skills, communication skills, i- talking to other people, talking to people older than themselves, maybe giving something back to the community, taking on positions of responsibility. So we encourage all our students to get involved in leadership, leadership of their own learning, and also leadership within the school. So we have a very vocal student council who work with the staff to make sure that we provide the right environment and meet the needs of our students. We have our prefects who work with our younger year 9 students, looking after them during the day, helping them out during prep time, and generally being a sort of a big brother or a big sister for those younger students within the school. We have house captains who cheer on the house and engage the students in house competitions and events. And we also have our welcome orientation ambassadors. Not a whole list of all our leadership roles, but just a flavour for you to see how we're committed into developing your son or daughter in their personal development journey. We also want to reach out of Abbey College, Cambridge, and expose our students to the wider world and the local community. So we actively support the students in taking parts in such schemes as the Active Citizen Volunteering Programme. And this links very nicely with sort of the medical programme that we have. We have strong links with Addenbrooke Hospital, a hospital in another part of Norfolk, in Bury. So opportunities for them to give something back to the community, whether it's working with older people in an old people's home, whether it's supporting the local charity shop, whether it's going into local schools, talking, engaging, volunteering, becoming part of a community, and developing a sense of community service. Our Duke of Edinburgh Award scheme is very popular amongst our students and again is helping them build those skills, working as a team, taking initiative, facing sometimes difficult situations. So, how do we work together to get them out? It's really popular amongst the students. They really enjoy camping out and exploring different parts of the UK. We also do a lot of charity fundraising to support a range of causes, such as mental health. And we also have a number of international projects. So this summer, we took students to Zanzibar to work with the United Nations on their Sustainable Development Goals. We've also got a partner school in Nepal, where we again are going to be doing projects with the local community. And in 2026, we're hoping to take a team of students to Costa Rica. Again, working within the wider community, developing those skills, that will help them and strengthen their UCAS applications, but also support them through life. We also offer students the opportunity to become champions of their own learning and well-being through our enrichment program, and we have over 40 enrichment activities and clubs within the school that students can get involved with. Enrichment happens during the school day, from thinking enrichment such as MUN, active enrichment, they can try out a new sport or a new skill. They can take part in student-led conferences and invite other schools into the school. They can also do arts and they can do music. It could be something that they already have a passion for, or it might be something they just want to have a try at, they've never done before. This year we've had a number of students who've really grasped taking on Spanish for the first time. The clubs take part in boarding, and again, there is something for everyone. And it's really important for students to sometimes have that space, that well-being, that gap from their learning. And we want to encourage the students to be sensible and to take those periods of time and use them effectively. So in the boarding afternoons and weekends, at the weekends, we have things like football, basketball, dodgeball, photography, debating, lots of opportunities for the students to also meet other students who they might not work with because they don't do their subjects. And that's what's so important, being able to talk and to communicate and to work with other people. So our boarding accommodation is split up into 4 houses, and it's a journey through. So you start off in our junior house in Abbey House, and you move through Tripos into Purbeck. As you go through, you are given more and more independence. So in Abbey, the laundry is done for the students, all the meals are provided, and it's quite a safe environment for the young people within our community. So ideally, we're looking at Abbey House for our younger students. Serving those younger students are a team of house parents who will look after them in the evenings and at the weekends, and who become, if you like, their sort of surrogate mum and dad. Our Tripos accommodation is for slightly older children, and there's the opportunity for them in the Tripos to be able to provide some snacks and food for themselves in their sort of little cluster kitchens. And then when they move into Purbeck, they are more independent still. All our rooms have ensuite facilities and study areas for the students. And within the boarding environment, the house parents look after a floor or a corridor of students. And that house parent will also work with the tutors in school. So we get that wrap around care. So our accommodation, we're very, very proud of. And we really feel that for the students, it is a home from home. And you as parents, you know, you'll want that for your children, and that is what they will get. It will be like coming home every night and being well looked after. So that is pastoral care here at Abbey College. And now I'm going to move on to speak to Abisola.
So Abby, if you can share with us the highlights of your time at Abbey College Cambridge, what it is that you would like prospective families to know about Abbey College Cambridge?
I'd say Abbey College Cambridge is very
Abby, you're muted.
sorry.
Okay,
There.
yeah. So I think we'll ask that question again. So, Abby, what are the highlights? Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, you've muted again, Abby. I'm not sure if we're having any technical issues there.
Can you mute?
Can you not unmute? You can unmute.
I think we can hear you now, Abby.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
we'll do, I think I'll start with Aria, and hopefully our technical difficulty will be sorted. Aria, could you please share with us your highlights of your time at Abbey College Cambridge?
Right. Okay, when I came to Abbey College Cambridge, well, it was like a new environment for me, but like the house parents and everyone was so friendly to me. To be honest, I wasn't expecting that, and when I came to school, I didn't know that they're gonna be that friendly and they're gonna take me to my room and show me everything. And tomorrow of that day, they told me like about my activities, my classes, and they really looked after me in both academic way and the boarding way and like everything. And even throughout my like projects, when I wanted to do something beside the school, like outside the school's academic things or the boarding house, they really helped me even though it wasn't related to them. And that was so like interesting for me that they look after me that much. And even we had many cool activities throughout these years that I was in this college, and still we're gonna have like those activities as well. We, for example, they took us to market the score once, and they showed us how to talk to others. It helped us a lot with our communication skills. Or we had many varieties of programs that helped us in terms of our English and our communication skill and many other things. And yep.
And
Thank you, Aria.
now we'll, Aria, is there any, could you probably share with us some challenges as well? Because, you know, I'm sure that there've been challenges along the way as well.
Yeah, of course. Like last year we had our GCSE exams. I mean, it was quite challenging to be honest. And throughout that time, we were really struggling, like finding resources and doing past papers and these things. And the teachers were like in the school at any time, and we could like just send them a message or go to their classes and ask them for help. And they always helped us. Even I can remember like before our math exam for GCSE, it was during half term, and no one expected these teachers to be in this school, and we were really like struggling with that math question. But when we went to the classes, we said like, okay, let's go and see if there is any teacher in this school that can help us with math. And all the math teachers were in math department, and they were waiting for us to come and help us. And that was so interesting for us because we honestly didn't accept them to be there at like during half term. And yeah, they're like everyone is there to help you for your challenges, and everything is just so cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Aria. It's wonderful to hear. Abby, so highlights and challenges.
Okay. I'd say since Abbey is such a like friendly community, there's been so many different highlights for me, whether it be like academically or personally. I'd say one of them would probably be I guess the PDD program, which is basically for preparation for university. And it was a lot of, I guess, fun working in my subject of interest and going beyond the syllabus in that. Since it wasn't just something academic, it was something I found personally interesting. And I think it was like very useful for not just me, but other people to improve their interest within their subject area. And then I'd say for challenges, it's quite difficult moving to another country by yourself. So adapting to a new environment, I did expect to be quite challenging, and it was, but the friendliness of the Abbey community made it incredibly like easy to adapt and to find a second home here in Cambridge.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thank you very much. And I think, Abby, you've mentioned Cambridge now. So could you just share with prospective families what you can do in Cambridge, what Cambridge has to offer to students?
Yeah, so in Cambridge, there's quite a lot to do. So, for example, in city centre, you can visit some of the cathedrals or some of the colleges. There's a bunch of like restaurants that you can visit, and there's often like events in city centre, and as well as just in Abbey as well. Sometimes Abbey hosts events that you can attend. Yeah.
And also every week we take students to evening lectures at the University of Cambridge to listen to lectures from researchers, university professors, politicians, so that they could connect with highly accomplished people. Arya, how do you spend your free time?
Right. My free time usually, like, there is a common room and also there is a library, which most of the time I either go to the common room or the library. And of course, when I go to the library, I study, but like in common room, we can just be with our friends and play, like, there are different games like pool and other things that we can engage ourselves. Or as you said, we can go to public lectures as well, because our tutors and our housemasters will like update us with the latest public lectures that are happening in Cambridge. And it's kind of interesting to just find a place and go there and sit there and listen to them. And since it's free, it's like so interesting to go there. And these are the things that I do in my free time. Also, the school will arrange some like activities that we can attend. Like they would take us to some museums around Cambridge, and we can also go there with the school. And that's another activity that sometimes I would like attend.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you to both of you. And now, John, I think we are ready for questions.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you for those presentations. And this is an opportunity. If anyone does have any questions, please post them in the chat or the Q&A, and we'll do our best to answer them. We've had actually one question from Stanislava come through just now. She's asked, how many students are there in the college? And then asked a little bit more about kind of how sports work. So the kind of facilities we use and kind of the sports that we're doing as well.
Yeah, sure. So thanks, John. And thanks as well, Stanislava, for the questions. So we have just over 410 students in the college currently. The average class size is around about 11 students. In terms of the sports that we have on offer, well, everybody in the college seems to love basketball. Basketball is constantly being played outside in the main quad of the college, and that's a very popular sport. However, that's not the only sport that's taken place. We have teams for sports such as football, volleyball, netball. We have table tennis going on a regular basis, and many of these compete in competitive leagues across the schools, including across Cambridge University colleges as well in their booster leagues. Now that can of course be quite challenging, but our students hold their own and very frequently actually beat the University of Cambridge teams, which is brilliant. I see Carolyn is actually in the room, so I will actually pass over to her because she'll be able to put more detail onto it.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Yes, as Andy said, we have really sport for everyone. So whether it's recreational, you just want to have a knockabout at badminton or table tennis, you can do so. And if you are somebody who wants the competitive side, then we play against other schools and the Cambridge universities. So we have, as Andy said, football, basketball, volleyball, dodgeball, table tennis. We're right next door to one of the UK Lawn Tennis Association centres at Hills Road, and our students have access to that. And we have a member of staff who is an LTA coach and is able to work with them and improve their game of tennis. Where we can't deliver football sport on site, for example, golf, we have a group goes every Monday night to one of the most prestigious golf courses in Cambridge, the Gog Magogs, and they go around the course there with a professional. And also, if it's a bit wet, then there's an indoor range as well that they have access to. We also take students if they want to horse ride. We will accommodate that. We will arrange for that to happen. And in previous years, we've also supported a young student who was a glider and went down to the local gliding club here in Cambridge. So yes, we offer a whole range of sports, and where we can't deliver it ourselves, we provide the opportunity for students to engage with it.
Thank you, Carolyn. I think just we've had sort of a bit of a follow-up question there. So while we've got you, just asking about the weekends. Obviously, we're slightly different from some schools in that obviously we remain open at the weekend. So what sort of things are happening at the weekends for students?
Yeah, so at the weekends, there is the opportunity for downtime, obviously, because we want our students to be rested and prepared for the next week of study. We have a number of clubs on, as you've just heard, sports, things like photography, debating, craft club. There's also, for our younger students, those under 16, we offer Saturday morning activities. So we take them to visit Cambridge colleges. We've been to the botanical gardens. They've explored one or two of the museums here in Cambridge. So a sort of activity morning for our younger students. And obviously there is the free time as well. And there is obviously time for you to get on with your homework and your studies as well. Lots of interaction with host parents as well. There might be evening sort of hot cup of cocoa and sort of a chat. There's pizza nights, there's film nights. So there is an awful lot to do actually within the school during the weekend.
Brilliant. Thank you, Carolyn. We've had a couple more questions. One of them's just asked, I'll put them both together actually. One of them's asked in terms of if a student doesn't arrive exactly on the enrollment date, so say in September, kind of how do we help a student to is that normal, and how do we help a student to adapt and to catch up? And then the other question that's just been asked is just about what kind of attributes we seek in students. So that sounds like quite a good one to finish on. Maybe we could kind of just go over that between us, but I think maybe Andy can help us with that first question a little bit.
Yep, certainly, yes, absolutely. So it is a normal thing, not for huge numbers of students, but it is quite a normal thing. Very frequently, students are limited by the capacity of their visa offices in their respective countries to process their academic study visas, and that has an impact on when some students can arrive. And we as a school, we're an international school with a long history. We know that this is a problem for some students in some regions sometimes, and we cope. It's fine. In terms of keeping students up to date with what's going on, whilst they don't have their visa, we're not allowed to directly teach them, but what we can do is we can provide a lot of study materials. As I mentioned throughout the talk, we are very much a digital school, and we can provide everything through the cloud and through our systems to ensure that students that do arrive late still have a lot of independent study materials qualified by the college to support them before they arrive. Brilliant. In terms of the next question, I'll pass that over to Ellen, I think, as principal, to give us a steer on the characteristics of the students that we're looking for.
Thank you. So in terms of attributes, it's very important that our students are open-minded, that they are respectful, that they are kind and very supportive, because it's important that students feel a part of the community, that they feel safe and they feel respected, and that they are friendly. That's like the basics. And then in terms of learning and what we are trying to do, it's very important that they are ambitious for themselves, for their future. It's also important that they develop a growth mindset, that they want to get feedback and they want to act on feedback, that they are able to communicate with staff and other students. And that they are tolerant, they are interested in new things, they're inquisitive, and they have good social skills. We can develop those social skills actually, because the boarding community is about connections, about having fun, going to clubs, engaging with people. So I think these are the attributes that we are looking for in our students, but we are developing these attributes as well. So they don't need to come to our school as a finished product. They have 2 or 4 years with us, and we'll prepare them for life beyond Abbey College Cambridge.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Ellen, and thank you, everyone. We do have one other question there from Abishala, but I'll send you the breakdown of numbers for our Year 11, Year 12s and boarders. So I'll send you that via email. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for attending. I'll let everyone say goodbye and then we'll sign off.
Certainly. It's a goodbye from me. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much.